I welcome you all to Nyandeep Academy for UPSC and MPSC. Today we are going to analyze the Hindu newspaper column and dated 12th December 2020. The first column that we would be analyzing is called Connecting More People. What is this column about and in what context has it been written? This column is all about the Prime Minister's Wi-Fi access network interface that is in news recently. And just like many years ago, long distance telephony was very costly. But later on, with the establishment of STD booths, it became accessible and also affordable. On a similar scale, in a similar manner, public Wi-Fi is being thrown open to the public. It is being opened to the public. It is being made accessible to the public through small retail offices and shops. So this article is written from the importance of providing Wi-Fi access to all the people, irrespective of where they're staying, whether it is in the rural area, whether it is in the backward areas, whether it is in the inaccessible area. The aim and the intention is to make the broadband services available in all the areas. And it has its own advantages and challenges, which we will be seeing through the various articles, through the various paragraphs. First, we'll study what is Prime Minister's Wi-Fi access network interface. It is basically, what will it aim to do? It will aim to provide broadband to the remotest areas and the inaccessible and backward areas. It will do so with a minimum investment, and the people, the consumers there, will have the option of making need-based payment, and the overall intention would be to bridge the divide using wireless technologies so that everybody is at equal footing. What is the advantage of providing broadband Wi-Fi to all these areas? First is it will help in connecting users to various services. Which services are we talking about? We are talking about the services like communication, entertainment. Apart from this, there would be access to telehealth, education, agricultural extension, and the like. At the same time, it will also help to open up community services like libraries, educational institutions, panchayats, and small entrepreneurship also. And it will help to connect low revenue consumers it will bring all these type of consumers into its bandwidth. Next, we need to understand how will this process take? How is it aimed to achieve this process? First is the government has decided on cutting layers of bureaucracy while it is trying to achieve this target. And second is by eliminating the license and the fees, which would consume a lot of time and thereby delaying in providing these basic services to the remotest parts of the country. And tea shops will serve as a service providers, so it would be accessible for every person. A research has been conducted 3 years ago when there was pilot testing of this WANI, which is Wi-Fi access network interface. It has shown that 10% rise in the internet services provided in these areas where so far it has not reached has resulted in a 1.4% rise in the GDP. So that is a huge proportion, and with this aim also the government is trying to reach out to maximum number of people and to low revenue consumers so that it can be so that they can use it for making need-based payment. And so far the penetration is 27.57% per 100 in 2019. This was the statistics and research that was conducted in the year 2019. While the government is trying to bridge the divide using wireless technologies, it has to face numerous challenges. Numerous hurdles are going to come up in this process. And what are the hurdles? The first and the major hurdle that would come up, and the government has to deal with this, is you can say the ban or the competition that would come from established mobile telecom operators who would not like to give up their consumer bases. Second is Expansion of 5G technology is costlier because although it provides quality data, it is costlier because of the high investment involved, because of the connectivity equipment that would be involved, and also because of the spectrum fee that would be levied. So the government has to deal with this challenge too. And the third challenge would come up is the government must prevent monopoly, so that there would be equitable distribution and there will be equal chances for all the players to play in. And the government must ensure unbundling of hardware, software, apps and payment gateways in the Vani system too, so that there would be no monopolistic tendencies. And we can conclude in this article by quoting certain facts, saying that a penetration which we just discussed was 57% per 100 of the population. It can be increased using a broadband. It is the fastest route. Next is Vani can reach up to the citizens' expectations in providing robust services. Protection of citizens would also expect that their data is kept confidential and is protected. There should be integrity and transparency, and they will expect a security against cyber attacks, which are a norm or which have become very common. And last is that there has to be a proper execution. Like there had been when STD was made available to the common man. Similarly, if citizens are to be empowered in the real sense of the term, the execution has to be done in a transparent manner, in an accountable manner, so that the bridge is reduced and everybody is able to access these services. Let's move on to the next article, which is concentrating on the elections that have taken place in Venezuela, in the South American state. And Nicolas Maduro is the person who has won the 2016 elections, and he has been there. He has been in power for quite some time after Hugo Chavez's death. And this article is written in this context, that it is written in the context of Nicolas Maduro's win. So let's analyze this article. So we need to know certain important facts about Nicolas Maduro. We also need to understand the political situation that is there in Venezuela to understand this article, to analyze this article. Certain factual information. For the past 20 years, Venezuela has been governed by the socialist PSUV party, right from 1999 to 2013. That is till the death of Hugo Chavez, who was the president for all these years. After his death, this party was succeeded by, and he was succeeded by his right-hand man, that is Nicolas Maduro. For 20 years, the party had all the major institutions like the Supreme Court, the Electoral Council, the judiciary under its control. And even today, the military, which is considered to be the most powerful component in Venezuela, is under Nicolas Maduro's control. The situation today in Venezuela has worsened, and almost 4.5 to 5 million people have left Venezuela. They have fled from the country, and such is the danger of shortage of major life-saving supplies that people have started walking on foot also. The crisis has been long lingering in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro, he won the legislative elections. He won it by 67% of the votes, and he has the support of the judiciary, the military, which is considered to be the most powerful institution in Venezuela. As he won, after winning the elections, he convened a constituent assembly immediately that has passed many laws, and In 2016, the opposition won the National Assembly and the legislature became a thorn for Nicolas Maduro's side. Maduro was re-elected in 2018 and these polls were rigged. The National Assembly leader Juan Guaido declared himself as the president in reaction to Nicolas Maduro's rigged elections. And he himself, Juan Guaido, declared himself as the interim or the acting president in 2019. He's also the leader of the National Assembly. And he also opposed the Supreme Court verdict, which actually supported these elections. And he quoted that there were less than the voter turnout has been less than what it was in 2015 elections. Juan Guaido has justified his election as the acting president or the interim president, saying that he referred to the allegedly fraudulent 2018 elections of Nicolas Maduro, which left the country without a president, and therefore he rightfully declared himself as the interim president. Apart from the debate, the argument that is there, the political mismanagement that is there between Nicolas Maduro and Juan Guaido, we need to understand a third dimension to the politics in Venezuela, and that is of the Yankee imperialists. Nicolas Maduro does not have the support of any of the country of the outside countries, whether it is Colombia or whether it is the US, but it is Juan Guaido who has the support of Colombia along with that of United States. Now the challenge that lies ahead of the political establishment in Venezuela is to win a mandate of the people. Along with this, they need to understand the grievances of the people, because people are fleeing. There's a shortage of essential supplies, and along with US sanctions that are imposed in this country, apart from facing these hurdles, there is a need to build a political movement at home, understand the grievances of the people, and try to do this all without the support from abroad. They need to concentrate within the country and solve the problems of the people within the country. So, thank you.